Good evening and welcome to Cat's Cauldron, a place where you have a voice and we stir it up. Well, happy Friday Eve. We have a little bit of new equipment, so if I'm fiddling with some stuff, don't be alarmed. Today, we're going to talk about veterans issues, things that affect veterans, and I'm going to talk about veteran charities and some veterans wine. Oops. Got my veterans wine from One Hope today. Whoop, whoop. Just in time for Memorial Day. Got some of my new aesthetics in today. Let's talk about my little pink flamingo. So pretty excited about all my little stuff. So we'll be talking about a lot of things. As you can see, I'm wearing my super duper t-shirt. So we're going to talk about veteran suicide, obviously, and some of the challenge that veterans face. As you know, that is one of my all-time passions because I feel like one life lost to suicide is too much. One of the things that my father put into my brain as a very small youngster was that, and he would tell me that the most selfish thing that you can do in your entire life is to take your own life, because the people you leave behind then have to suffer in pain for the rest of their lives, wondering if there was something that they could have done to stop the pain that you were feeling, or to possibly help you in some way, or what could they have done differently and clean up everything, and pick up where you left off. So, and there's just so much pain and agony that they have to endure and try to understand. So he drilled into me at a very young age, and I can't say that I didn't contemplate that at one time in my life. Yes, I did, but his voice always rang in the back of my head. You know, there's always a solution. There's always a solution. Look for the solution. And so I'm very grateful for all of the lessons that my father taught me, because there is always a solution, and look for help. So thank goodness for my father, because he was wise beyond years. So I'm going to read you my lovely prepared items, and then I'm going to play you some videos, and we're going to talk a lot today. There are many challenges that veterans face after they leave the military. Unemployment. Many veterans struggle to find work after they return home. Relationships with themselves. Veterans do a noble thing by serving their country when they come home, because let's face it, as young people, they're in charge of multi-million-dollar aircraft, ships, guns. When you look aboard the ship, sometimes you've got dual 50 cals that they have to be in charge of, or huge armories, ships, small boats, large boats, repairing the ships and things. And so they have all of this responsibility. Then they come home and everything comes to a screeching halt. And then they feel useless. They feel like they're no longer of use, because they had all of this responsibility, and now they don't have a job. They don't have a responsibility. And they go out and they're trying to get a job, and nobody wants to hire them because they said, well, you don't have any experience. What do you mean I don't have any experience? And civilian employers don't look at your military experience the same as civilian experience, or at least they didn't used to. Things have kind of turned around a little bit, and it's changed just a little. The tide has changed just a little. So I think it's a little better, but it could be better for folks. There is a huge amount of homelessness. When some of our folks come home, they have physical handicaps. In fact, most folks, when they come, they have physical handicaps. Poor mental health. We won't get into that, but there's a lot of mental issues and hardships. The Veterans Administration is here to help people transition to life after military. However, many veterans still find it difficult to adjust. There are many challenges that veterans face after they leave the military. Unemployment, many veterans struggle to find work. After they return home, people often join the military right out of high school. That is why they may not have the education that is necessary for many jobs. Fortunately, the Veterans Administration can help people who are struggling to find employment. Let me remind you that there are programs now through the Veterans Administration. So when you come home, there's actually stipends and such that you can have going into a rehabilitation type so that you can get that rehab and you can get that retraining and education. So you not necessarily college, you can also get college, but it just depends on what that veteran wants to do. So you can get that on-the-job training. You can get that specific type of training for that job that you want so that, you can retrain yourself. Relationships with themselves. Veterans do a noble thing by serving their country. However, many of them struggle with a sense of purpose and identity. We just talked about that. They may have a self-esteem issues because they no longer have the noted title that they used to have. We just talked about that. Homelessness. It is estimated, and I think this particular estimate is extremely low. It is estimated that 30% of homeless people are veterans. The reason that so many veterans are at risk for homelessness is that many of them suffer from drug addiction and mental illness. Other veterans are unable to make enough money to pay for their housing. They also suffer from physical handicaps. I'm just going to do this. Many veterans sustain injuries while they are in combat. Amputations, scars, and disfigurement are some of the physical injuries that many people may get while they are in combat. These physical handicaps can make it even more difficult to get a job. They can also cause self-esteem issues. Poor mental health. Depression and suicide rates are higher among people that have served in the military. The reason people do not get help, the help that they need, is that there is a social stigma attached to it. The cost can also be a barrier that stops people from getting mental health treatment. If you are in need of services for veterans, then you can contact the Veterans Association for more information. There is no cost for mental health treatment for veterans. It is free for veterans. You just need to go in, sign up for it, and you can get free mental health. And there's no stigma. There is no judgment. You just need to go and get help. Trust me, you need to get the help. Challenges veterans face when leaving. Just talked about that. Why did I print that twice? I printed that twice, folks. I guess I wanted to tell you about it twice. My goodness. So with that being said, the biggest takeaway is that unfortunately, the stigmatism that comes with that is I don't want to say pride, because in the military, when you say, "Oh, I need to go and see mental health," the first thing they do is they stigmatize you, and unfortunately, a lot of times, they treat you like you're making it up, or that you just want to get out of work, and that's not the case. So I want to talk a little bit about Project Die Hard. Project Die Hard is a veterans organization, a charity organization that was organized by Brian Gibson, who is he is a veteran, and he organized this after he had some issues of his own, and I'm going to play a video of it instead of trying to explain it to you, because he can tell you about it a whole lot better than I can. And so I'm going to play this video for you and let him talk to you and tell you about it. His story is amazing, and I'm so excited because he is paired up with the Veterans Ranch, and these organizations are amazing. We're also going to talk about, remember I showed you the wine, One Hope. They actually, you go and you buy the wine, and they will donate to several organizations, but a portion of that will be donated to the Veterans Ranch. So I'm so excited. There are several ways that you can give to these organizations that help stop suicide. They help contribute to the healing of our veterans. So, like I said, I'm extremely passionate about this particular cause of mine. So it's not just mine, it's several people's. But anyway, I carry a torch for this particular cause. Without further ado, here's your video.
A local Army veteran is trying to turn an old daycare center into a resource hub for veterans.
Project Die Hard now has the land and insurance to build, but they need your help. News 3's Danny Baye explains.
You may not know it, but America is at war against veteran suicides, and one group needs ammunition in the form of donations.
We finalized plans. We have the team ready to get to work.
26-year combat medic Brian Gibson founded Project Die Hard after one of the darkest moments of his life.
I self-medicated with alcohol, and to the point where I had a loaded weapon in my mouth ready to end it. And then God saved my life.
The goal? To provide resources and life skills and help curb veteran suicide rates.
They lose hope, and we want to give that back.
Last year, Gibson received a 20-acre donation of land to build Fob Rush. FOBs are forward operating bases where soldiers can eat, shower, or do laundry. It's named after Courtney Rush, an Air Force veteran who took her own life in 2012.
I took a lot of flack not naming this after somebody who got a Medal of Honor or a Bronze Star. But that's not our mission.
That mission now needs $2.5 million in donations to bring the building up to code and expand the facility. Gibson's goal is to open next year, November 15th, Courtney Rush's birthday.
I'm not saying to have all the programs up and running. I'm not saying, but I'm talking just this building. And I know it can be done. But we need people's help.
And if you're interested in helping out, you can visit projectdiehard.org to make a donation, or if you want to volunteer, you can also contact Brian Gibson. Here in Jackson County, Danny Valle, News 3.
Okay, next up is the Veterans Ranch. I have a video for you there as well. And you're going to be listening to J.R. Smith and he's going to be talking to you about Project 20,000. So it's 20,000 call out. So without further ado, I'm going to let you listen to that as well. And I'm serious, guys. Times are hard, but they're even harder for our military folks. Things are not easy on them. We lose folks, and if we lose one, it's one too many. It's seriously one too many. And maybe you can't give 22, but maybe you can give 11 a month, and your neighbor can give 11 a month. That adds up to 22. Maybe you can figure out a way to band together and give the 22. Get creative. Think about those people who went out there and fought for our freedoms. I think they deserve a thought. You know, we've got people who gave everything for us. That's what this weekend is all about. So, think about it. Search your heart. Without further ado, here's J.R. Smith and the Veterans Ranch.
Hey, all, J.R. here from the Veterans Ranch. Project 20,000's in full effect. 3 states competing. Is it going to be my home state of Missouri that's going to take home the crown? Let's go Cards. Let's go Blues. Or is it going to be our adopted state of Florida? No problem. Or who knows? Maybe everything's big and bright. Deep. Hey, all, JR here from the Veterans Ranch. Project 20,000's in full effect. 3 states competing. Is it going to be my home state of Missouri that's going to take home the crown? Let's go Cards. Let's go Blues. Or is it going to be our adopted corporate home state of Florida? No problem. Or who knows? Maybe everything's big and bright deep in the heart of Texas. Or maybe there's a dark horse out there, a state we haven't mentioned yet, that cares more about veterans than the rest, and they want to prove it. God bless the USA. Go today to project20,000.org. Hit that donate button. Pledge $22 a month. The money you donate today could help save a veteran's life tomorrow. Make your state the winner. Again, project20,000.org. We need 20,000 people pledging $22 a month. We love y'all. God bless. Take care. Giddy up.
Okay, guys, we got one more company to talk about, and that's One Hope. Now, they only donate a portion to our particular charity, but they do donate a portion to other charities as well. So you see, they are a giving company. And for those of you who are looking to make extra money, you can also start your own One Hope business. So it might be something you're interested in as well. So stand by. I'm going to play you a little video on that, and then we will be ending our show. Stand by.
It's simple, really. Wine brings people together. It allows us to connect, to be vulnerable, to dream. Since day one, our founders believed that our wine could change the world, that over a glass, we could bring people together to raise money for causes simply by bringing their stories to the table. And just like wine, our ambition continuously evolved to become a one-of-a-kind opportunity for those seeking fulfillment in their lives. The community we've built is the heart and soul of One Hope, a passionate team of wine educators and impact makers centered around moving forward while giving back to hundreds of charitable causes locally and across the globe. With a One Hope wine tasting, you too can earn an income while making an impact by starting your own business in wine. The journey is the destination here. We value the traditions of winemaking while writing our own story, rooted in purpose. And that purpose is woven into the fabric of our culture and blended into the quality of each bottle. With a selection of 90-plus point wines at a price made for any table, you have the opportunity to indulge in a piece of Napa like never before. All delivered to your doorstep, empowering you with the ability to share wine and give hope where it's needed most. Because doing good tastes great. We are the friends reunited, the spill you're too busy laughing at to clean up. We're the dogged dreamers pushing possibilities. The first step on that adventure you knew would make a difference. We are the seeds of something new. We are One Hope.
So, as I told you once before, I'm extremely passionate about stopping veteran suicide. Someday, I hope to be able to say, it's over. There's no more. Maybe that's ambitious. Some people say, you're dreaming. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. I hope that someday that we won't have to worry about losing our young people and our valuable soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guard, our valuable people and loved ones to that dreaded disease. And it is a disease because it takes our loved ones. That's our show for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. As always, you can tune in to www.spreaker.com, search for Cat's Cauldron, and you will see my lovely face on Cat's Cauldron. Anchor, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Getter, Reddit, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Coming soon to a Twitter factor near you. And I might add that we are growing leaps and bounds on the TikToker. I don't know why, but I am very happy to say we are growing leaps and bounds. Thank you for your support. I always love our time together. See you tomorrow on TGIF. I have wonderful surprises for you. I love our time together. Happy Friday Eve. Good night.